Hello everyone, welcome back. So today's topic is like what is the difference between great designer, experienced designer versus beginner, fresher. What is the difference? Like what quality and skills they have, and what kind of mistake beginners and freshers what they do. Okay, so entire video I am going to cover only one line message which is going to help you to take your designing skills to next level. So watch this video till end. So let's start. Like the major difference between experienced designer, great designer is that they put 80% of time, money, energy to understand the problem, and 20% to solve the problem. They don't start designing at initial stage. They have list of questions. They find the answer of that specific questions. Like they have 10 to 15 mandatory questions. They required answer of that specific question before they start design. And fresher and beginner, what they do, they just do one or two meeting with client and they start designing. Okay, so there are a number of difference, like the process, the approach. Okay, so this is a very common and very important thing which you need to understand. Later on in next video I am going to cover that specific 10 and 15 questions what they have. Okay, so right now you have to only focus in this thing, that if for example you have a deadline of 5 days, you have a 5 days, and client had given you to design a website, a web application, e-commerce, android application, iOS application, anything. You have to deliver that specific task within 5 days, within 7 days. So as a good designer, as a great designer, what you have to do is you have to divide that specific 7 days in two different thing, different area. Like for example you have 7 to 8 days, you have to submit that entire screens. So what great designer do, they spend around 4 days, 5 days in research, and they have a number of questions. They ask that specific question with client. They spend maximum number of things to understand the problem. Solution is there already in the market. In 21st century there are n number of predefined templates, n number of tools. Right now we have trending AI. There are n number of AI platform which is going to help you. So there is a solution already, there is a solution in the market. You don't have to put lots of effort to bring a solution. You have to put effort to understand the problem, actually what client required. Okay, so what is the purpose of that specific design, who is the targeted audience, what is the age of that specific audience, what is the gender of that specific audience, targeted audience, what is the goal of user, why user is going to use this application, which country we are trying to target, geolocation, and what types of customer we have, like do they have a buying practice. So what is the business goal of behind this entire design. Okay, what is the business goal, what defines success. For example, client has given you a website, and you have to, instead of starting that specific website directly, you have to oh, gain a knowledge, a clarity about, I am not going to start this website until and unless I have a clear information that the purpose of this website is to just online presence. Second, the purpose of this website is to generate leads from online or offline, from paid or unpaid, like organically from SEO, or paid digital, Google AdWord, Insta ad, Facebook ad. Okay, second, lead generation. First, online presence. Third, selling any product or services. Fourth, getting some donation from customers. Okay, so the design is same. Clients say that design a website for me, but the purpose of that specific client is different. For most common example I have given you, client, the requirement of client maybe donation gathering, maybe want to selling product or services, maybe want to generate leads, paid or free, or just online presence, that we have our own website and customer or user can visit and take some information about our organization. So until and unless you understand the purpose of that specific design, you can't deliver a great design. Okay, so as a beginner, as a fresher, what we do, we do some research on Google, and we download some predefined templates, and we think that yeah, this design may like from my clients. And what they do, they try to send that specific client to that specific design, and that design get rejected again and again. Client reject your design, and again, and maximum, the more client reject your design, the more authentication you lose in front of your client. So gather information about purpose of that specific design or application. So if you spend maximum number of time and energy to understand why this all design is design taking place, why the client is interested to spend some money on us, so if you understand properly, you can confidently design the solution, you can confidently pitch that specific design to your customer. So this is the secret of great designers. What they do, they spend 80%, 70%, 75% time to understand the problem. There are, I said, n number of solution or already available in the market. Client already client pitch you the requirement. So client never is going, they are not going to share the detailed information with you until and unless you put pressure. You have to take interview with a client directly, or project manager or product designer who has given you this specific requirement. So clear, take maximum number of information, make your design checklist, and add some 10 question, 15 question, 20 question in that, and decide that from today onwards, if I don't get the answer of these specific questions, I will not start my design. Okay, so I think this much is okay for this video. Let's continue the list of questions and some interesting new topics on UX and UI in later video. Meet you soon.